Thanks very much for staying on with us, and the markets are looking very cheery at this point. It's green on the screen. It's percolating to the broader end of the market as well, and as we speak, we're at the day's high, making our way steadily towards the 7,900 mark in trade. Let's quickly run you through the rules of the stock game, and basically our three experts get a notional amount of 5 lakhs. They allocate this money in a total of 4 stocks and can select 1 stock from the F&O space. There's a compulsory churn of 2 stocks every single day, and it's at the end of the week. So we'll see who's made the maximum money and declare that person as the winner. Time to bring on board our experts, Ruchit Jain, Sarvinder Srivastav, as well as Rajesh Sharma. And welcome to the show. Let's talk about the first recommendation. And Nifty futures, Ruchit, that's what you're going long on. Given the trajectory that we're seeing today, what are the exact levels one should be watching out for? And what's your stance on Reliance Industries? This seems to be a hot favorite of late.
Well, good morning. Nifty, we were expecting a positive move today. In fact, if we observe this last 1 month, then the markets have been trading in this range of 7,700 to 7,950. Yesterday, Nifty was trading around the lower end of the range, so it was a good risk-reward ratio to go long at lower levels yesterday. So we have recommended even to our clients yesterday for a target of around 7,950, which was the recent high. So we are expecting Nifty to move towards the higher end of the range again. My second call was a buy call in the Reliance Industries. If you observe then on a rising trendline support, this stock has formed a bullish engulfing pattern in yesterday's trading session, which is a reversal pattern, and it also coincides with 78.6 retracement of this previous corrective move. And so I'm expecting a pullback rally in the stock. On the higher side, 965 will be the first target and 985 would be the short-term targets for this stock. One can buy even at current levels and keeping a stop loss below 918.
Okay, those are some recommendations or portfolio picks by Ruchit, but let's discuss Sarvinder Srivastav's portfolio as well. Sarvinder, you've chosen Axis Bank from the banking space, and in addition to that, you also like Vedanta, so placing a buy call on both these stocks. What's your rationale?
Well, I think the private banking space and the Bank Nifty itself probably has held on to levels much better than probably what the Nifty has done, because Nifty has kind of whipsawed long-term averages, but Bank Nifty has fairly and nicely held on to those long-term 200-day exponential moving averages. So from that space, I think the private names are looking much better than the PSU ones. So that is why I picked up Axis, and that is among the stronger looking private banks right now, and it's kind of gapped up and met targets. But anybody wanting to kind of hold on and can hold on for a week or a fortnight, I think this stock can easily give you a 515, 520 kind of a number on the upside. So that is where I'd recommend it for a buy for a target around 495, and stop losses were then kept at around 489. So that was the trade in the morning. The next one, I think the metal space, I think yet again one space that's held on nicely after the pullback and is holding on to the medium term and long term supports and averages as well. So within that space, Vedanta is one name that looks the best. So look to buy for a target of around 99.40 for the game show. Stop loss is kept at 94.40. But again, in this case also, I think Vedanta can easily challenge those highs that it printed recently around that 112, 113 mark. Those highs going forward will get challenged. So it might take 15 to 20 working days, but definitely those highs have all the possibilities of getting challenged.
That's a view coming in on some interesting recommendations from Sarvinder. Meantime, Rajesh, let's talk about Redington. Hit a spot of bother yesterday on the fundamental side. Why are you bullish here, and what's the call on on Shriram Transport Finance? What levels are you mapping out here?
Morning, Avan and our viewers. You see, yesterday Redington spiked up after the decent set of numbers, and as the top line grew by some 16% and profit grew by 24%. So it looked like that the chartically also it was looking okay, and so I decided to go along with it. Though the stock has a key resistance around 130, which is also a key supply area and zone, but I was expecting as the month monsoon prediction was on target, as well as the markets were looking good. So I thought probably 130 would be a good target to go with. So I gave a modest target of 128. But unfortunately, it's a little down today. Moreover, the Shriram Transport, where the stock is Shriram Transport, it is coating around its highs right now. And if you see chartically, momentum indicators are suggesting that probably there's some more steam in the rally. And unfortunately, this is also not as expected. It's not moving up. It's got a key resistance area of 1200 rupees, and I was hoping that it should touch levels of at least 1205 before this rally peters out. Moreover, you see this 1200 to 1250 is a key resistance area. But the way the stock was moving for last many days, there was no indication, and the charts don't look as if the stock should take some profit booking.
That's the vote coming in on Shriram Transports as well as Redington. But move on and discuss last two trading ideas by Ruchit as well and what he has in his portfolio. It's a Hindalco, which is doing very well in today's session, 2.5% up. In addition to that, it's also Ashok Leyland. And Ruchit, you've decided to retain the stock. It's performing very well, a good 3% of an uptick coming in. But you do expect the stock to touch 105, which seems to be likely that will happen today. What are the target levels on the upside that you'd be mapping out for Ashok Leyland, and what's your call on Hindalco?
So we are expecting a pullback move in Hindalco. The stock had given a 5-wave impulsive up move from low of 55 to 104, and from 104 it is just a corrective move. Now prices are trading at crucial support levels 89 EMA on the daily charts and wave 4 of previous up move. So and in yesterday's trading session also a hammer pattern, which is a bullish candlestick pattern, was formed. So I'm expecting a pullback at least up to the recent gap area, which was around 95-96. For game show, I have given a target of 93.5, but positionally, I think the 95 to 96 is coming the target for Hindalco in near term. So one can buy with a stop loss of 83.5 for target of 93.5 and second target of 96. In my last call, I have retained it from yesterday's trade itself, as even explained, which I have explained yesterday, that it was given on the basic assumption that whenever stock is making higher top, higher bottom, then every correction one should use as a buying opportunity. So weekly, monthly charts are positive for Ashok Leyland. Higher top, higher bottom formation was in place. 100 was the previous resistance level which was crossed in March, and now after this correction 100 was expected to act as a support, and that's what the stock has done in last couple of days. 105 was my target. I think that should be achieved in today's intraday trading session, but above that I think the stock has potential to move to 108 to 109 levels.
Okay, a result candidate Ashok Leyland is looking very chirpy prior to its numbers at about 105, and that's the call coming in from Ruchit. It's a buy stock recommendation. Moving right on then, let's discuss the last two recommendations in Sarvender's portfolio. M&M Financial at 307. Does this stand out from the rest of the pack? And what's the cue on Automobile Global? We haven't chatted about this one in a long time.
Yeah, absolutely. So the first one, M&M, I think clearly the stock is forming a consolidation pattern, and over the last 15-20 days was doing that. Yesterday's bar probably the first signal or sign that it is wanting to probably break out from that range, and that is where we have put a buy on this one for a target of around 312.40. We've kept the stop losses just below 300, so 299.80 to be precise as the stop loss on M&M Finance. And yes, within the mid-cap space, a name that we've liked for quite some time and probably from much lower levels as well is Automobile. And that stock has nicely taken supported long-term averages and now wanting to kind of move up. Yesterday's price action and delivery volumes were better than the last 10 days, and that is what prompted me to put this trade. So look to buy for a target of around 119.40, and stop losses are recommended at 112.40.
Okay, that's the word coming in. But take a look at Rajesh Sharma's portfolio, a buy call coming in on Naveli Lignite, where he has been stopped out. The stock has clearly given up those gains and is at the day's low, 4.5% down. So Rajesh, why is the stock not moving in the way you had expected it to, and why is it that you thought that the stock could see a possible upside? And for Tata Power as well, a buy call on this one. Take us to your rationale.
Kamya, you see, today is clearly not my day in the sense that the stock gapped up open yesterday, and after a sideways consolidation lasting almost like 2 months, the stock had given a breakout kind of this thing, and I was expecting, and it was on the back of good volumes also, if you see. So I was expecting, as oscillators are all now moving nicely up in tandem, I was hoping that probably the trend it should carry some trend at the market. Markets are also looking good, so 26 being the result date, I thought in a run up to result, the stock may rally up to at least 77 or 78, 79 levels, because 79 to 85 is a key resistance area, so it should technically rally around that levels. So unfortunately, it didn't work as planned. And Tata Power, well, you see that this company yesterday delivered a very strong set of numbers. And these numbers in which the net profit almost doubled, and this was led by the strong operational efficiencies and lower fuel costs. Moreover, if you see, the charts are also indicating a rally up to 74 to 75 areas today itself, and maybe 77, because there's a slightly gap in the charts around that area. Meanwhile, the company's foray into non-conventional fossil fuels also augurs well for the company, and chartically the momentum indicators suggest that 77, 79 is quite possible in this leg of rally. And from my side, I would recommend a 1-year hold with a price target of 110 for the stock also.
Okay, that's the word coming in from Rajesh as well, and quickly take you through their portfolios and find out how each of our experts are placed at this point of time. Starting off with Ruchit Jain's portfolio, well, target price has been bet on Nifty futures. However, none of the other target prices or stop losses have been triggered. He's currently making about 11,000 rupees on his portfolio. Moving on then and talk about Sarvendra Srivastava's portfolio. Well, he has his target price, in fact, has been met for Axis Bank. All the other stocks also trending in the green zone. Overall, his portfolio is giving him gains of close to 8,700 rupees. Finally, take a look at Rajesh Sharma's portfolio. Doesn't seem like it's his day, as he has been stocked out on 2 stocks, Redington as well as Naveli Lignite. However, his overall portfolio is in the red as we speak. He's currently losing about 10,500 rupees. With that, we'd like to thank each of our experts for taking the time out and sharing your portfolio with us on BNSN The Stock King.
And on that note, we're completely timed out. Markets still upbeat, get you lots of action. On the other side, market senses lined up.